Good evening. This is CTV News for Monday, March 19th. I'm Natalie Wilson. Thank you for joining us. 2 years after the launch of the Affordable Care Act, members of the Maryland Health Insurance Plan say they will increase their efforts to insure more residents. A new advertising campaign is being aimed at raising awareness about the federal program. Lieutenant Governor Anthony Brown, along with Congresswoman Donna Edwards, spoke about the importance of helping uninsured residents find the health coverage they need.
Because long before the Affordable Care Act, there are a number of things that we've done in Maryland. As was mentioned, in 2003, we established our high-risk pool. In 2007, we made the tough decisions to begin expanding Medicaid coverage, and today we've expanded Medicaid to 300,000 plus Marylanders who didn't have access to it 4 years ago.
Affordable Care Act actually does something that's meaningful for millions of Americans. And so I want to step back actually 20 years ago. 20 years ago, I had a 3-year-old at the time, didn't have health care at all, got very sick, ended up in the hospital, and then ended up with thousands of dollars in health care bills that I couldn't pay. And had MHIP been in place at that time, I would have been able to have health care coverage. And I wouldn't have ended up in the kind of debt that I did as a result. This is what happens without health care for just thousands, millions of people across this country.
Leaders of the program say this new advertising campaign is part of their continued effort to reach residents who are unable to obtain insurance because of a pre-existing medical condition.
It's going to be a very comprehensive, multifaceted marketing and outreach campaign, including radio and television, billboards, buses, bus terminals. We are working with an outside organization that's helping us think through issues of where we can target our message to get the biggest bang for our buck.
More than 700,000 Marylanders are uninsured. Well, it may be sunny outside, but some residents at a cooperative community in Landover say things aren't so bright for them. The complaint is that management isn't maintaining the units. The railing on Pat Fletcher's steps needs to be replaced. Other residents who gathered outside her home say their flooring and heating systems are due to be fixed too. One of their biggest concerns is that they haven't received a financial update on the property in 15 years.
Members have questioned the board of directors in reference to asking them what our financial status is, and we get no answers. Yet we see chosen members or friends and family of the board and management getting repairs done, getting fences placed up.
Fletcher and others are asking for a new board and that federal authorities investigate management practices.
Enough is enough. It's so overwhelming, I'm telling you. My heart, I bring tears to my eyes because I have trusted them for years and years and years. And because I have stopped and talked to Miss Fletcher. Now I'm an outcast. I can't get no work done. Talking about me in the neighborhood, I'm a troublemaker. Yes, I guess I am a troublemaker because I want to know where is the money.
The on-site manager kicked us out of the office when we tried to speak with her. Meanwhile, the attorney for the board says the financial records are available to any resident who requests them. 2 former Metro employees are expected to plead guilty today after officials say they stole money from fare machines. Revenue technician Horace McDade and Metro Transit officer John Hale allegedly stole thousands of dollars in coins while they repaired broken machines. Prosecutors say Hale would use the share of his money to buy lottery tickets. The men were fired from the agency soon after their arrest. One of Maryland's longest-serving legislators is making history this month. Senator Barbara Mikulski has now served for more than 35 years in the House of Representatives and the Senate combined. Mikulski won the House seat back in 1976. She was then elected to the Senate in 1986 and has been re-elected 4 times. She passes the late Massachusetts Republican Edith Rogers, who served from 1925 to 1960. Mikulski is scheduled to be honored on the Senate floor on Wednesday. A new education report finds that the U.S. is making modest gains in the national graduation rate. The study was conducted by the children's advocacy group America's Promise Alliance, founded by former Secretary of State Colin Powell. Researchers found that between 2001 and 2009, the national graduation rate increased from 72 to 75.5%. That means 1 in 4 students in the U.S. fails to get a diploma in 4 years. According to the report, Maryland is one of more than a dozen states that made little to no progress in raising graduation rates over the last 7 years. The study also points out that Maryland, as one of the wealthiest states in the nation, has been outpaced by states with more modest means. Is the education system where you think it should be? If not, how could it be improved? Those are some of the questions we asked parents, students, and administrators for our education series. We find out what they think is working and what's not. Also, Maryland's Teacher of the Year tells us his hope for all students.
So the person from the air quotes welcoming committee. Every day I see them. Every day I hear them speak the language and I hear them make critical thinking connections. I'm thinking I'm seeing future. So whenever I see a kid, I look at them, but I also look past them, and I see them running legislatures, being good fathers, being good mothers, being good people, and that gives me all the strength that I need.
And you won't want to miss the series. It starts on Wednesday, so tune in. You're watching CTV News. I'm Natalie Wilson.